Alrighty, we have identify linear and nonlinear functions, and this time we're dealing with tables. And this is code F or VGS, 8th grade IXL. Here's our table, and we have to figure out if it's linear or non-linear. So the way we do it is by looking at the slope. If a slope is constant in a table, then you're dealing with a linear function. That means when you calculate the slope across your pairs, it should be the same. So we know the slope formula is y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. Find our rise over our run. So let's start with our y's, and we start with a larger one on this side, and let's do 16 minus 10. 16 minus 10 is 6. And 19 minus 18 is 1. So far, our slope is 6 over 1. But now, let's do it here. Let's do 10 minus 7. That's 3. So right away, and 18 minus 17 is 1. So 6 over 1 and 3 over 1 are not constant. They are not the same when you're running your patterns here. So if you run into that situation, it's definitely nonlinear. Okay, let's do it at another level here. See how difficult they make it for us. They probably just increase the number of terms. Jump it up to 47. Okay, so sometimes you can eyeball it without doing all the math, but let's try it anyway. So 0 minus 6 is negative 6, and 12 minus 8 is 4. Okay, 6 minus 12 is also negative 6, and 8 minus 4 is 4. So if they're the same, then yes, it is a linear function. Okay, all right. Let's jump up again. Let's jump up another level. Click on it, jump up another level. We're at 60. Okay, it's about the same, so let's jump up again. Okay, 78. So now they're just giving us negatives inside of our table. So we might have double negatives here, that's all. So 11 minus 5 is 6, and 14 minus 5 is 9. 6 nines. 5 minus 5, because remember you're subtracting, so we're really adding because it's a double negative. So right away we have 10. So right away, if you have this weird inconsistency, unless you could like simplify it down, let's see if we can simplify these down. So 5 plus 4 is 9. So you can simplify this to 2/3, but this does not simplify to 2/3. So you're looking at a nonlinear function. Okay. All right. What else? So now we're now we're being given fractions in our table once we hit 82. So let's push the envelope here of what's possible. We know we can do this. So 2 minus 5 is negative 3. Well, you know what? Let's take my advice. The original advice is start with a larger one. Let's do 10 minus 5. So 10 minus 5 is 5. And 3/5 minus 3 and 3/5. So 3/5 minus 3 and 3/5 is really, if you take the 3/5 away, if you take 3/5, you're going to have negative 3. So this would be 5 over negative 3. Okay. So negative 5/3. But down here, 5 minus 2 is 3. So the top of our fraction is 3. Without doing any more math, we don't need to do any more math because we know that these are nonlinear. So sometimes you could save yourself a step. So I recommend kind of picking the easiest one to do first if you can. And then you could figure it out right away that it's not the same. So 10 minus 7 is 3, and 9 and a fourth minus 6 and a fourth, think of it as 9.25 minus 6.25. These 0.25s are going to cancel to 0, and you're going to be left with 3. So 3 over 3, which is just 1, right? So far, the slope is 1. Let's see if that holds up. So 7 minus 4 is 3, and 6 and a fourth minus 3 and a fourth is also 3. So these are the same, which means they are linear. All right, let's jump up another level. We'll do one more. All right, in the challenge zone, okay, we're in 90. So let's do what I said before. Start with a larger, subtract. 9 and 3/4 when we subtract, right? 9 and 3/4 minus 0 is 9 and 3/4. Right here, interestingly enough, we have -3 minus 3.5. So -3, I like decimals, so do minus 3.5. If you forgot, you can take your top of your fraction and divide it by the bottom and you'll get 0.5. So since these are the same sign and we're adding and subtracting, we can add them. So 3 plus 3 is 6. So this is -6.5, -6.5. Okay, let's do the same thing. This is tricky, but we have 0 minus 9 and 3/4. So we still have positive 9 and 3/4. Let's check this side. We have 3.5, positive 3.5, minus 10. Well, this is the same thing as 10 minus 3.5, which is, let's see, 6.5? Yes, -6.5, which is -6.5. So these are the same. So this is going to be linear. So one trick when you get to this level is convert your fractions to decimals and just subtract it that way.